You didn't get into the business to stare at spreadsheets, chase down invoices, or wonder why your phone stopped ringing. You got in to build something, a business, a legacy, a life on your own terms. But nobody told you how hard that actually is. Torsion Talk is for the garage door owner who's out there in the field before sunrise, solving problems nobody trained you for, and building anyway, because that's who you are. This is your industry, your conversation. Let's get into it. I'm Ryan. Welcome to Torsion Talk.
What's up, Garage Door Nation? Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about LSA and some of the big announcements they just made and how that could affect garage door business owners, because I do think it's going to affect garage door business owners. So, Google's retiring the standalone local service ads platform, which is what you log into to check your leads and all of that stuff. It's going to be very interesting. They're rolling it into your Google Ads account. So there's a lot of questions around this, but they're trying to host all the information in one place, I guess, to make it easier for us. I could see how this could be confusing or frustrating, especially if you have like multiple Google business profiles, multiple LSA accounts. They also are tying in your Google business profile and will be pulling information from the Google business profile. So in the past on LSA, you would just list like the services that you offer, right? Like garage door installation, garage door repair, whatever. It wasn't very keyword related. It was just like, here's the services I offer. And then LSA would serve up your ad based on your services, kind of like PMax already. So what they're talking about is having an additional PMax campaign. For those of you guys who aren't aware of what PMax is, it's basically an AI solution where you feed it a bunch of information and it proactively serves up ads to people that could be in the market for what you're doing. And so it uses a lot of AI, it uses a lot of predictive analysis and algorithms to try to identify like who's in the market for a garage door, who's in the market for a garage door repair, things like that. Now, there's been some issues with it, and I've had a little bit of success in some areas and completely disaster in other areas. But it is a good service, and I think it's very early days. And so I think they feel like it's good enough. Let's roll this in. Essentially, I feel like LSA was kind of PMax to begin with because we didn't feed it like specific ads. We didn't feed it keywords. And so it just took the information we provided it with, check in the box on what services, and use that to serve up ads. So not much is changing there. From what I understand, I've done a lot of research and trying to figure out, there's some misinformation out there, and trying to figure out exactly a lot of details. There's just not a lot of information out yet. So we're going to stick with what Google has officially announced and then what this could mean to you. There is some other information that I think could be possible. I'm not going to share that today because I feel like it could be wrong, but I'm trying to verify a few things that could be major changes. So I'll hold off on that until a later episode. So it's going to be a phased rollout starting in August, and it's going to start with U.S. advertisers. You and me, home service companies, is going to be part of the first rollout. So just be aware that your account could change. On transition day, logging into the old LSA dashboard automatically redirects you to the Google Ads, which is why it's going to be so important for you to take action on this. I'm going to give you some action items here in just a minute that I think is really important for you to do today, because if they roll your account over like in a week or two, you're going to miss out a lot. So I'm going to give you some items to do before this happens. So LSA is a top lead source for our industry, and how you manage it is changing whether you like it or not. Now, this is it's not a huge deal, I don't think, on the platform changing, but there is one thing in particular that I want to make sure that I get across. So ads continue to appear only on Google search and maps. And so like on regular PMax campaigns, uh, it will push it out on like YouTube, display, Gmail, like a bunch of different places, right? So it's kind of like following them around on all these different platforms. And so that's how this PMax is going to be different than the other PMax, because for this, it's only going to show ads in Google Business Profile, like in the map pack, and also in search. That's it. Nowhere else. Not YouTube, not shopping, nothing. Um, you still pay per lead, so that's not changing. So we're going to need to make sure that I think we should be able to set up with the PMax campaign conversion tracking. So how many of these leads actually convert, and that would be really nice to set up in your CRM. So you're going to pay per lead, not per click. So existing LSA targets and billing framework carries over, so you shouldn't have to change anything. What I will say is that I do know a lot of business owners. Now, this is an action item that I want you to be aware of. I know a lot of business owners who have their budgets set so high on LSA. I'm talking like 10 grand a week, right? And they never hit it, but it's like a strategy. However, I don't know how this transition is going to affect things. I would imagine it doesn't affect a ton, but for those of you who don't want to get hit with a $10,000 bill in 1 week, it might be worth it to you to check this or go ahead and adjust your budget down to what your average pay is, because we just don't know how it's going to act. Could act the exact same. It absolutely could. Or it could max out your $10,000 budget. We don't know. So be very aware, be very cautious. Just be aware of that. But the budget and everything's moving over. Existing campaigns will be auto migrated to the new campaign type over the coming months, starting with home services in August. Historical performance data does not migrate. So if you want some of that, you need to export it out of your local service ads campaign portal right now. Like, do not wait on this, because they will start this in August. And you probably do want to export your campaign data.
Hey guys, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know that Surewinder is still selling amazing products. Some of you guys have been dragging your feet for whatever reason. If your shoulder hurts, do not waste time. Pull the trigger. I just bought 4 or 5 of them, and we had 2 guys out. You know how much it cost me to pay for 2 guys being out with bad shoulders? We just pulled the trigger and we said, listen, everybody's going to have one on a truck. It's mandatory. You got to use it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait till your guys go down. It's going to cost you more. Buy a Surewinder.
Hey guys, I found something that changed my business and I want to share it with you. We've created packages that have included some of the best products in our industry to offer our service customers. The heart of that package is Stealth Hardware Kit. Stealth Hardware is the quietest hinges on the market. I challenge you to buy at least one of these, test it for yourself. Put it on your truck and design a quiet performance package for your customers willing to pay for a better, smoother running door. Buy your Stealth Hardware Kit at Service Spring, do a search for quiet hinge, and then buy that. You can buy a double or single door, 7 or 8 foot tall, and promise you, it'll change your service forever.
Somer USA and Somer Group want to thank you for an incredible year and the trust you've put in them and their products. As you know, Somer places high value on relationships, education, customer service, innovation, and professionalism. And they are grateful to you for your part in the fostering and dissemination of these values. If there is any way Somer can support you in your journey, whether through their products, the values they hold to, or the knowledge Somer has gained through interaction with door dealers across the world, please reach out to the team at your convenience. They are here to serve you, Again, thank you from the entire Somer team. Check them out at somerusa.com. Tell them Ryan sent you.
So that would be like your reporting, performance, all of that stuff. Just go grab that and keep it. You never know when you're going to need it, but I would strongly suggest you doing that. Manual bidding and vertical level cost targets are retired in favor of a single campaign level target. Weekly budgets convert to a daily budget average, which is historically more like AdWords. Watch this closely if you run tight budgets. So essentially the way that they're running these is going to be more like AdWords than what it seems like LSA. So I think with LSA, we just had like a total budget, and that was what they charged for the month, which they had announced some changes to this previously. Some how they're processing your total budget for the month. So just keep track of all that stuff because I think it's really important. You might see some fluctuation in your AdWords budget coming soon. So manage all your Google advertising in one place, including managing and replying to customers' messages, leads from within Google Ads. How this is going to look for like you adding employees into Google Ads and being able to respond to leads, I'm not sure. It's going to be very interesting. And I don't know if they have like a profile that they're going to be moving over that's like they can just see leads. That's it. But that'll be interesting, right? Something that we're just going to have to wait and see. The ad your customer sees isn't changing much. What's changing is everything behind the curtain. Okay, so this is something that I thought of that I think you guys should know. The garage door companies that are spam or even legitimate companies are going to scramble a little bit to make sure their Google business profiles are up to date, all the information's good. And what a lot of people don't know is there's like 3 or 4 things that if you change, you're almost always going to get suspended and flagged for manual review. And in some cases, need to go back through the verification process. Why does this matter to you? Well, think about this. Every garage door company, every home service company, every HVAC, every plumbing, every locksmith, I'm talking the good ones, the bad ones, the scammers, all of them are going to try to make sure that their account is optimized and updated and changed and to try to get the best scenario for their LSA. What does that mean? We could have a lot of people have knee-jerk reactions to this and go in and make a ton of changes, get a bunch of suspensions, and then next thing you know, the LSA team is backed up 8, 10, 12 weeks on manual reviews and reviewing your re-verifications, especially for garage door and locksmith. So keep that in mind. If you're going to make changes and you want to update your profile, now might be the time. Otherwise, I would wait till the dust settles and do it when it's not going to be so chaotic. Let's see. Oh, yes. Fake garage door repair listings operating in Buford here. If you guys recall, I did a podcast where Garage Door Repair Buford is like a fake company who has a Google business profile. We got that taken down and we had overwhelming evidence, and it took massive amounts of effort, including me working with someone who's very close to Google to get it removed. And that was after I submitted the overwhelming evidence, like tons of information, including a letter from the city saying that there's no business registered at that apartment. The apartment even had the physical address in there, which is against Google guidelines. There was so many things wrong with this. And then not to mention that there were like links to all these very obvious spam accounts, fake reviews. I'm talking like blatant disregard for any Google guidelines whatsoever, and they would not take it down until I escalated. Now it's back. Like they went from not being active to being active, and they were suspended, gone, flagged as spam, and now they're back. So I think that there is definitely, in my opinion, there's definitely someone at Google who is allowing Google business profiles to be approved that are point blank malicious spam. Now, I don't know who's behind the garage door repair Buford, but here's what I do know is that because it is a keyword phrase that a lot of people search, and they have that as their business name, Google associates that as being kind of like the most important. And it's really hard to beat them out for the number one position because of that. So they're getting leads that I should get. This is the reason why like business owners can't be trusted, right? And if we have to give up our integrity to win, then who are we anyway, right? If we got to sell our soul to win, it's a loss. It's a loss. And so I'm very frustrated because we shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to compete on uneven ground. I mean, bro, you got freaking millions of dollars, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. But then you're going to move into a small town and compete with a mom and pop shop or multiple mom and pop shops. There's some good business owners here in Buford with an unfair advantage. Google and find spam accounts in your area. Understand your Google guidelines. And listen, this isn't like a plug for my business, but Markenuity does all this for you on your behalf. We do have Google Business Profile packages. If you don't want to deal with it, you can hire us. We'll happily do it. It's very affordable. You can go to our website, markenuity.com. You can do the services, check out Google Business Profile. The packages are down at the bottom. You can hit us up, let us know. You can check out directly through there and choose your package if you want. But this is what it's about, like evolution of technology, merging, consolidation. Like a lot of that stuff's happening in marketing right now at a lot of different levels. LSA is just one of them. And my biggest concern with this is all the spam that's gotten in LSA, which the whole point of LSA to begin with was Google guaranteed, legitimate companies, making it more difficult for spam companies. Google Business Profile is plagued with spam, like on a massive level. And then now we have the PE firms not playing by the rules. And, I think if we're going to do things and then talk about integrity, we need to do things with integrity all the way through. Because if we're cheating, we're hurting small businesses on unfair grounds. So hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Be blessed. I'm here for you. If you need anything, hit me up.